Buenos dias, compas. All right, buenos dias, buenos dias, buenos dias. So, before I start today's video and dive right into it with y'all, you'll have to excuse me this past week, all right? Spending a lot of time with the family. It's my first week off, and I don't know how long, 6 months, working every single day. And that's not an understatement. That's entirely true. Never took a day off. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, back at it again. All right. So, yeah, I slept in a couple. I hung out with the family. Did a whole lot of nothing. Still hit the gym. All right. So, a lot of the content that I have been kind of, slacking on. But that's to say, nonetheless, I am enjoying exactly what I'm doing right now. All right. So this week's going to be a lot more tidied up. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be a little bit more into it. So, with that being said, before we even jump into this market, let's go ahead and let's just bring up the Discord. Okay. So, last week, pretty much what I was doing was dealing with our 1K challenge. All right. Challenge is over. The only thing is that there's a couple trades still that we had put out there where the expiration date was further out. So I'm giving those folks a chance to either close them out and just take the loss and hope for it, or overall, pretty much, this could be the one trade that really helps get them to be first place to where they get that $1,000 cash prize. All right. Um, as well, too, I've had a lot of folks hit me up about sessions, being a little bit more, setting that time aside. So I've been saying it for a while, but y'all, I was swamped these past couple months just doing a lot. All right. But I got a lot more time on my hands here these next few weeks. So for y'all, every single day, starting today, of this week, I'm gonna be doing 1 hour sessions. I'll pretty much have it every day at the same time at 6 o'clock Mountain, 7 o'clock Central, and 8 o'clock Eastern time. All right. So that's an hour. I'll be in there for an hour, or as long as folks want to just pretty much hang out, talk stocks, kind of see my strategy, pick my brain, do everything that they need to do. Okay. And that'll be all right here under Livewire. All right. So any questions y'all got, anything that you just want to if you just want to sit, just be a fly on the wall, be my guest. All right. You got questions, not that's a perfect time to ask them. All right. I'm going to be hosting another 1K challenge again. All right. So every day I'm going to be inside Livewire. And if you have any questions for the next 1K challenge, feel free to speak up, ask, shoot me a message. Doesn't matter. All right. Um, been slacking on my training part, but with this time off, I already kind of allotted um, some time slots for myself, so that way I can go ahead and um, update y'all on that. I haven't been posting this, but I've been doing them, so I'm gonna post up those videos. All right, but like I said, I just been really just hanging out with the family, just doing my own thing. For the most part, though, all right. Um, it's just gonna be those sessions this whole entire week. All right, it's gonna be those sessions this whole entire week, and it's gonna be right here inside Livewire. All right, an hour every single day, starting at 6 Mountain, 7 Eastern, or 7 Central, 8 Eastern. All right. So, yeah, man, make sure y'all tune in. If y'all like these videos too, man, more than anything, and if they feel like it might be helpful to somebody, feel free to share the videos, man. Spread the love. All right. Not even spread the love, spread the knowledge. All right. Because here in trading, I got no emotion when it comes to this. All right. I know y'all have seen me, and I know when y'all ask me questions, I come off a little harsh. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm not your brother. I'm not your dad. I'm not your boyfriend. But let me be your uncle. Okay? I'm gonna give it to you straight. I'm gonna cut it to you straight. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not here to make you feel good about a trade that went bad. I'm gonna ask you straight up. Well, what did you do wrong? Why didn't you take profit? Because you know why? That you can't be in love with these trades. All right, they come and they go. When you're too excited about a trade, be concerned. When you're too nervous about a trade, be concerned. When you start praying to the Lord up above, just get out of that trade. Means you didn't do the homework, you didn't do the work. And that's all right, because here at Desert Star Investments, we going to make sure to get you right. All right. So let's go ahead and let's jump into it, y'all. All right. Started off my morning nice and slow, but just the way I like it, man. All right. Today I woke up and just felt like a new page. All right. So let's pull up the charts here. And off the rip, we are looking at NVIDIA get a slight bounce. All right. That's on the 15-minute though. Let me see what the 4 hour is looking at. Right. All right. So we gap down. We got this 184 level. We lose that. We're looking at 181.25. All right. We pretty much got above the 200 SMA here. All right. Now that's good. That's what you want. If you are a bull, you are going long. Pretty much it's exactly what you want. You know what I'm saying? But right now in this market, it's a little finicky. Okay. Now when we're looking at NASDAQ, okay, we opened up. Let me go back to that 15-minute. Okay. We opened up yesterday, gap down. We closed Friday. What? We closed at 25,333. All right. We gapped down, opened up at 24,980, dropped all the way down to a low of 24,904. All right. Now, the gap down, you always got to wait until the next day, kind of see, how the market is going to play out. Are they going to save it? What are they going to do? Okay. So, off the rip, we see it steadily move right back up. All right. We open up here above the 200 SMA on the 15-minute, but at the same time, it's that strong level of support and resistance. Last time y'all see this, reject it. All right. Pretty much try to get that retest, try to stay up above, ended up falling on down. All right. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we see some downside this week. All right. That's a strong level of resistance. And if anything on the 15-minute, this is pretty much all that I'm seeing. All right. We got this fallen wedge right here, folks. Okay. So just be mindful of that. Pretty much going to indicate that we're going to start seeing some more downside movement pretty much down here. Okay. So we lose that. We pretty much come down to this 200 day at 24,672. And then we have that next strong level of support and resistance. All right, folks. So we can go ahead and mark those levels out just so that way y'all got them. All right, for future references. Semiconductors, what was that? Last night? That was on Tuesday. What the hell? Boy. All right, so then we're over here. My fault. Oh no, dang, gapped up. Boy, what? I must be tripping. All right, semiconductors is up right now. VIX pop back up to 20, still hanging out at 20, folks. All right. That's still not a good sign. Did we get some relief? Yes. All right. But the VIX is going to tell you how volatile this market is. All right. If you want some type of consistency, some steady flow to the upside, you're going to want VIX down below around 13. All right. VIX is not at 13, just pretty much red. All right. You're going to see red across the board. We've seen a lot of red days as we've seen VIX stay well above 20 for quite some time now. All right. Let me see. Let's go ahead. Let's look at oil too. Oil's back at 103, y'all. I mean, they talked about peace negotiations. You know what I'm saying? Look, I want everyone to be very, very clear. All right. I want to be very clear to everyone when I say this. When you hear them talking about negotiations with US is going to sit down with Pakistan and Iran on talks and negotiations of the war ending, but you don't see Israel's name in there, don't even buy it. All right. Same thing the other way. US is going to talk to Israel about ceasefire, negotiations, whatever it is, but you don't see Iran sitting at the table. Don't buy it. All right. How are you going to end a war only talking to one side and the other side isn't even at the table to negotiate? All right. Not only that, but in the last past couple of videos, all right, I talked about Iran and the negotiations that they were, that they pretty much put on the table and they said, we'll end the war if it's under these circumstances, right? One of them was being nuclear. In the beginning, the US was saying, yeah, they're willing to pretty much, stop having any nuclear weapons, any factories that produce nuclear, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But now Iran is saying, no, we're not giving up our nuclear factories, our weapons, nothing at all. And it's like what I said in that previous video. That's like pretty much saying, hey, everyone needs to give up your guns, but I'm the only one that can have a gun. Why would I do that? Especially when I've been beefing with y'all for the longest time. That makes no sense. So just leave it at that. Not only that, all right. I want folks to even take this into consideration. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna bring this up. Right. Um. Let's see. Boom. Let's see. Let's bring up the internet. Right. Bring that up for y'all. All right. How long has a Ukraine war been going on? All right. This has been a proxy war that started back in February 2022. All right. We have still been dealing with this to this day. All right. The reason why I point this out is because I need y'all to understand what's going on over here is serious. What like without a doubt. All right. I'm not trying to take away from it. But what I'm saying is we're going to war with Iran over oil. We joined this war to help out because NATO. They said, all right, well, you know what? We got y'all back. All right. When it comes to our benefit and what we can get from this and how lucrative this war could be for us, what makes you think that this is going to end anytime soon? And this isn't even about like the oil. This is about China. I mean, it is about oil. Don't get me wrong, all right? But it's definitely more directed towards China. All right. On the low skis, Iran's been selling oil to China. All right. The reason why we went and invaded and started bombing that one island, I'm not gonna say the name because I'm gonna butcher it, is because we had to cut off that direct contact for China. Now China's talking about we're gonna start arming Iran. In other words, now they got China's support. So now they're talking a little bit reckless, saying, no, we're not getting rid of our nuclear weapons, our factories, anything of such nature. Okay? That is a big problem. All right. Everybody wants to send me conspiracy theories and, oh, well, it's about Epstein or it's about this or it's about that. Look, yeah, I mean, we can sit here, we can go down these rabbit holes about all these other avenues, but we're still trying to figure out 9/11. All right, let's talk about the facts and actually what's actually going on. All right. Yeah, maybe the Epstein files does have something to do with it. I don't know. But all I know, one thing is for sure, is that we're going to war with China through Iran. No one sees it because no one knows what's going on behind the curtain. We've been going toe to toe with China for Lord knows how long. Everyone thinks it's a friendly competition. Oh well, they just want to prove that they're better. We have better technology. No, the reason why they flex that technology is to consistently let us know that we're gonna win the tech race, and whoever wins the tech race wins the wars. All right. So when you think they're doing all this stuff to like be flashy, be this, and that. No, they're literally trying to tell us Americans. For those of y'all, I'm pretty sure y'all are listening. Y'all are here in America, right? It's because they want to let us know that we are going to y'all up in the war. All right. So this what this chart right here that I have up, it's because our beef with China. We're splitting the world in half right now. We're fighting over who's gonna take what. And if it gets real bad and we just want to say F it, we're not gonna split it in half, we're gonna fight over the whole world. Because right now, America owns the Western, China owns the Eastern. All right. Two big dogs are gonna go toe to toe to be the king of the world. That's where we're at right now. And right now we're trying to shake hands and just, hey, we'll split it in half. But it's in human nature. We're greedy. We don't want half. I want the whole fucking pie. All right. So we got to figure out how we can benefit. All right, from all this inside the market. All right. Um. So we got Q's. Q's looking good, bouncing off that level right there, down to a T. Down to a T. All right, at 608.19. All right. Nvidia's pushing. Tesla still looks good, but I think we'll still see some more downside of Tesla. Ooh, and they got earnings coming up on the 22nd of April. They got their, I don't even think they're doing an IPO no more for SpaceX. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that. Let me do some more research, all right? I haven't done too much research on that. Just been looking at the charts. Okay. Open. Yes. 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 Ugh. This is what I'm talking about. All right. This made my day already. So, right here, y'all. We lose 430. We're coming down to 278. All right. And just a clear indication, okay? A clear indicator, all right? I'm gonna bring this up for y'all too. Let's do blank, right? Sorry, y'all can hear me like drink my coffee and shit. My fault. uh, no, Jesus. Oh, this thing got murdered, bro. Zillow's back down to 40. Okay. Anytime you see the housing market doing bad, we're doing bad as an economy. All right. I do remember a point in time, when was it last year? Where we were all the way up here. 79. Look, when was this? That was back in September and then December, right? That was the last time we saw 70s. January 71 fell all the way back down to 40s. All right. So I said, like I said, I say this because if you see the housing market doing bad, we're doing bad as an economy. All right. Now y'all could sit here and be like, oh, no, duh, whatever. All right. Hey, a lot of people don't know stuff like that. All right. So open. It's exactly what I want to see. Glad I was patient. Okay. Now I got to be even more patient. This is the part that is the hardest part that everybody needs to just get it through their head already. All right. Sometimes the best kind of trading is no trading. The hardest part to do in trading is sit on your hands. Don't touch nothing. Okay. Don't buy nothing. Don't buy in a FOMO. I ain't gonna lie, I almost got it up here at like 567. I said, but I had to be in charge of myself. All right. So 421, I'm looking for 278. Okay. Like I said, we could get some red this week, and I wouldn't be surprised if we got a sharp drop here within the next couple of weeks. All right. It's a lot to bank on, but that's why I really want to buy shares more than anything. Okay. It's the safest route to go. And you could really put enough capital inside of it. It could be real lucrative. All right. It could be a real lucrative move for y'all. So, NVIDIA, love it. I am looking for a pullback. I do want to see what it does. Um, right now, a lot of like it just looks inflated to me. All right. A lot of the semiconductors, they look inflated. You got this gap right here. You got this other gap right there, and you got another gap right there, right? I've been talking about it for quite some time, but I've taken my time in shorting these, okay? Now, if this move is 100% legit, oh, it's not looking bad, all right? What we're pretty much looking for, okay, got all these critical levels still down there, all right? Let's get this out of the way, all right? What we're looking for at this point is to get above this level right here. Almost messed that up. Let me see where we at. Look, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all either. I think a good move would be to push the market back up, right? And why do you say that, Mark? Well, I say that because our new chairman of the Federal Reserve will be stepping into office here come, what is it, like May 15th, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go ahead and let's look that up before your boy here just sounds like an idiot. Mm, all right. Yep. Kevin Warsh will take office as Federal Reserve Chairman on May 15th. Yeah, May 15th. Did I say May 15th or 25th? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I said 15th, right? Okay. So I see a good way to pretty much play this out, right? If you're me and I want to take all the dumb money, which is us, right? Smart money is banks, investors, market makers. They're known as smart money, right? If I wanted to take everyone's money, I'd run it up, maybe even like halfways to maybe like 25.6, do a quick liquidity sweep up here to like 26, tank the market. Just completely tank the market before May 15th. All right. When will that play out? I don't know. All right. Though that I'm not even trying to predict it, but I think that would be a great move to do. All right. Get everyone thinking that the market is bullish. Then when you go ahead, you do that, you tank the market, you start asking for rate cuts from the new chairman, which is Kevin Warsh, which we all know is a big advocate for cutting rates. All right. We start getting those rate cuts, start seeing stocks like Open and Zillow really begin to flourish. All right. Now I wouldn't do it like right off the rip, right off the back. I don't think we're gonna get straight rate cuts immediately. But I think if we see enough red, like probably even just like a slow decline, right? From like up here, right? Let me go ahead and turn that back now. We get like this nice push up, right? Say it gets halfways, you know, boom, 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 right? This is pretty much what I want to see the candles do. And then just wake up one morning and it's just flushed. All right. This is pretty much what I'm looking for before May 15th. Okay. Um, when we see that and you see with like Open, you see it gap down, say it's like in under the 278s or whatever it is. Zillow, same thing. Nvidia, you see these, right? I'm gonna use Open for an example because that's where I'm gonna park a good portion of my money, right? When you see that drop anywhere between 278 and 51 cents, you've got one of the best deals. If anything, you got gold. You're promising yourself money in the future. Okay. Um, because once they go ahead and they start cutting those rates, and now when you try to buy a house, the mortgage interest rate isn't 7%, 6%, 4%. Maybe now it's 3%. Now everyone's whose houses they've been trying to get out of, but didn't want to leave because they're like, why would I leave this deal that I got back in COVID for, I don't know, how low was it? It was like 3%, 2%. I heard even 1%. I feel like it's cap. But either way, now they get a chance to pretty much get that, get that deal again. They're going to take it. So we're going to see a lot more houses on the market. We're going to see a lot more, we're going to see the economy start to really start flourishing at that point, right? Um, I don't think it's gonna happen ASAP. I think this will happen in the span of from like May 15th. I think we'll probably see it late 2026 going into 2027. So you see open for me, if I see open anywhere in these areas, I'm pretty sure I even got yep, boom. This is gold for me, folks. I will put everything I got inside open. I'm buying shares. Everything. If you got a house, I'm putting your house up and I'm throwing it inside open. All right. If you got a paycheck coming next Friday, don't even think about spending that paycheck because that paycheck's mine and I'm already putting it inside open. All right. So you see it down here in this area, just accumulate. That's what I'm gonna be doing. Okay. So I like the way the market is looking right now. All right. It's a bit chaotic. Let's get rid of all this. All right. Now I want to make this video a little bit longer today. A lot of my videos last week were a little bit shorter. Okay. And that was just because, one, it's my first week off, all right, from work. So I was hanging out, being a fat cat, all right. Two, there wasn't much to say on the market other than it's just been boo boo. All right. Still is too. Like market's moving up, don't get me wrong, but I'm not bullish yet. Okay. It doesn't mean I'm bearish, but at the same time, it's like I just have to be realistic about it. Okay. I'm in Nvidia right now. Nvidia puts 165, getting smoked on it right now. But ask me how I feel about it. Don't care. All right. Does it suck to lose a trade? Yeah, but I take it to the chin and I just move on to the next one. All right. And I know it sounds real cold, makes it seem like I don't care. I don't. All right. If you're too attached in trading, let this be another public announcement for y'all. If y'all are too attached in trading, too emotionally attached, either A, go get a therapist, solve out those little emotional attachment issues. B, you just need to go cold. Or C, I don't know. But the point I'm just trying to get across is you have to learn to be detached from trading. You will always, you're going to give yourself a heart attack when you focus too much on the money. And I know it's a hard thing to say, all right? Because trust me, I've been in y'all's shoes before. I really have. Okay, so when I'm harsh on y'all like this, it's because I'm trying to teach y'all a lesson that I went through that y'all don't need to go through. Okay, so when I say fuck the money, because when you're paying too much attention to the money and you're not paying attention to the strategy, You're not trusting the process, you're going to lose every single time. It wasn't until my trading got good and even more consistent when I really stopped caring about the money. In the beginning, I mean, I really didn't even care about the money either. I just wanted to learn this because I knew that within time I would eventually make some money. It's how delusional I am, but it's also how confident I am in actually learning stuff and actually applying it and doing things. So I didn't really care about the money. I lost a lot of my money that I really needed in the beginning, but I didn't care. I could sit here and tell y'all my whole entire life story. It'd be a sad little sob story. I could tell you how my situation was different and y'all wouldn't understand. But why would I do that? I don't care because the market doesn't care. So when I hear people give me excuses, I don't care because the market doesn't care. And if that's what you don't want to do, you don't want to apply it, then that's fine. But don't come crying to me about why don't you care is because well, you don't even care about your trading either. Because you know why? You're not focusing on trading. You're focusing on making a dollar. You want to know what money doesn't like? Money doesn't like desperation. So don't be desperate. Focus. Respect the money. You can have a healthy fear of the money. Okay. But you can't be obsessed with it. It's your friend. Give it some breathing room. All right. Learn. And that's why here in my Discord, I got the 1K challenge. Okay. So again, folks, I will be inside Livewire. All right. So we can go over the trades. We can go over anything y'all want. Definitions, strategies, talks about once you realize how to trade, you realize it's all psychology. I've had a good amount of folks already come and tell me, dude, I started getting greedy out of nowhere. And it's like, yeah, dude, I know. I've been there. I've been so greedy as well too. And I had to learn the hard way. Okay? But when you participate in the 1K challenge, it makes you actually tune in and learn how to put the trades in, learn how to read the charts, learn how to read whatever it is that I am putting inside here because you're trying to win the 1K. And so every update that you get from 1K, you think money, I got a chance to make money. And when you're putting in the trades and you're trading with this paper trading, you see what numbers you actually could have got. This is the whole point of this. So I will be talking a lot about the 1K challenge this whole entire week and from here on out, right? But make sure y'all tune in, all right? You're not going to get the link anywhere else other than here in the video, 2 on the social media, or 3 if you know somebody. All right? So if you know someone who really is just trying to make some money, trying to learn how to trade, send the Discord, dog. It's not going to hurt you nothing. If anything, they'll be thanking you. When they learn how to make money, you're going to get some nice gifts. Okay? So, with that being said, folks, it's a beautiful Monday morning. Beautiful. Okay? I'm going to continue enjoying my days off. And I'll see y'all tonight in tonight's session. Remember, 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Maybe we'll do the weekends. We'll see how everybody feels. All right. But like I said, any questions y'all got? All right. That's pretty much it for today's session, or not today's session, today's video. All right. So we'll probably get a push inside the market. All right. I probably won't even do a lot of trading this week, to be honest with you. The market is very finicky, like I said earlier. All right. But more importantly, this is what I got my eyes on right here. Open. Okay. You see how I've mapped out? I've had this mapped out, all right, for quite some time already, y'all. Everyone calls me crazy. Everyone says a million things. All right. You can call me crazy, but you can't call me dumb. All right. So look, when you have a plan, you read the chart and you map out a plan, you lay out the plan. All you have to do is just wait to execute. You don't go looking for trades when everyone's like, oh, find me a trade. Oh, well, can't you do this? No, no. Okay. You map out a plan. And if everything goes to plan, doesn't matter if it's AVGO, Google, Tesla, NVIDIA, Qs, Zillow, any stock. When you map out that plan, all you have to do is order filled, execute. And when it gets to your TP, take profit. All you do is order filled. That's it. That's really how simple trading is. Click of a button. You do your homework after hours. You do your homework throughout the day. Okay. A lot of people treat it like a job. I treat it like if anything, I'm not gonna lie, I probably treat it more than a job. I'm very obsessed with it. I like this stuff though. All right. That's just me. But you don't need to be sitting at the damn computer all day looking at that thing on the 15-minute, right? I could do this all day till it reaches $2.78. You see how much this thing moves? You can sit on a 5 minute, 1 minute, just driving yourself crazy. Okay. Even the hour. Okay. Whenever I come and I actually look at the market, this is all I'm doing. I look because I already got my plan mapped out, right? All right, bet. This is pretty much what I'm looking for. All right, okay, cool. A, B, C. All right. Next one. NVIDIA, still don't like what it's doing. Okay. And you'll be able to actually read these candles and actually see what the price is doing when you, just keep a consistent relationship with it. Even if I'm not trading it, I'm looking at it because I want to see its behavior. So I look at it. Okay. And that's why I say, like, when y'all join the sessions this week, I'm going to teach you how to look at this and read it to the point where you see formations within here and you say, oh, I already know what it's going to do. And if it doesn't do that, then there's only three other options for what it's going to do. That's what you're going to get out of these sessions that I hold every single day from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. All right. So I'm going to give y'all nothing but the sauce. I got nothing to hide. All right. Because you know why? There's been folks inside my Discord trying to be me. All right. Look, Playboy, you can copy me, but you can't copy my trades. Okay. So I don't really care. Do what y'all got to do. But I know where I'm going to be today at 6 p.m. and for the rest of this week. All right. So y'all got questions about reading these candles, data, um, the NASDAQ. What is the NASDAQ? What's the VIX? All right. What's an order block? Fair value gap. liquidity sweeps, things like that. I got y'all. I'm gonna put y'all on game. I'm gonna take care of y'all. All right. Like I said, let me be your uncle. All right. So that's pretty much all we got today, folks. So y'all go have a beautiful day because I know I am. All right. So y'all take care. Go get some money. Y'all got questions about any trades, anything like that? Hit me up. Oh, real quick too. All of my call outs are going back onto call outs by Baba. All right. I've been paying a lot of attention right here to the 1K challenge just because I wanted to take care of my folks right there who were inside the challenge. And now I'll be posting back right here. Okay. So y'all be seeing my plays here again. And yeah, man. Y'all have a good day. All right. Peace.